I think in those societies or scenes that somehow can refer to patriarchal systems being a problem or causing suffering and imbalance and unfairness among the sexes, etc., there might be the tendency, or I think there is the tendency, of addressing men or the male role around, oh, you were privileged, you have been privileged for 4,000 years or something like that, so now you have to hand your power over to women as long as it is imbalanced around you having more power than, for example, I have because I'm a woman in a patriarchal system. And I want to talk in this video about some things why I think this is off and won't work that way, or doesn't work as fast as the regulation of a collective nervous system being somehow imprinted by patriarchy and unwinding the structure. It won't work as fast as it could be in this global or altogether process of a society. One thing is, if we listen to men in patriarchal systems, no, they don't feel so powerful. Not nowadays. I mean, if we just ask them, how much are you the winner of the society? They are not screaming, hooray, I'm happy that I'm a man all day long. Quite the opposite. They feel very confused and very mistrusted around their role, and therefore like helpless around, I want to be of any help, but I doubt more and more that I can be of any help because I am a man. So then the subconscious collective urge for healing or regulating this structure in the nervous system of a society comes up with, you have to hand over your power to us. And it can't work that way, because men feel even more powerless around how they can contribute something to a solution than women. At least nowadays in Germany, I think, because for me as a woman there are so many circles that exclude men and that are primarily for us connecting in sisterhood, connecting in support, and there is not a comparable amount of what do men need in order to heal their wounding in patriarchal systems and their imprint that comes from this culture, and how can they contribute something. So there is something of, you have to be part of a solution, but there is less an offer for men than for women around what to do in order to be a part of the solution. And then there is another tricky thing, and I think it is challenging for everybody. I hope for everybody, because it's for me so challenging, let's be honest. But it's about and I want to be very clear here that the expressions of men's power, I call it power for now because I want to make a distinction that is essential. The expressions of men's power cause suffering. They cause trauma. I'm the last one denying that there is a voracious amount of rape, of abuse, of overpowering people and violating boundaries of other human beings and living beings by this distorted, perverted kind of male power. It's very understandable that we want to make this end. We want to heal from this being happening every day. How do we do that? We do it by fully getting that this is not an expression of male power. It's an expression of men not being allowed to step into their true power. And at the end of the video, game, day, call it however you want, it's not, I don't feel attached that you say, oh, I agree so much. But I think if we confuse the expressions of demonized and therefore suppressed male power, if we confuse that with the essence of male power, there are two things happening. As long as I don't allow men to step into their male essential power, they won't let go of their distorted or confused expressions that just want to go against the taboo or against the collective belief that they are bad and causing the problem because they would be the problem. And the other thing is, then we have to regulate a whole society that consists of 50%, around 50% of men. We have to do that without men being in their power. So it's like, let's assume that man's power is something helpful and useful and something designed by evolution to take care of this planet. And if you listen to men and provide them a safe space, really listen to them, at least to my ears, and I asked a lot of men, they want to help regulating the environment. They want to protect living beings. They want to be of help. They know that they are capable of doing that. They know that they are way better capable of holding boundaries and protecting them than of violating boundaries. So there is something essential in our rethinking or reframing. Am I blaming confused, unconscious, cultural expressions of this being a man's power instead of this being a man being helpless, being not educated, being not conscious around behavior, whatever, just adapting role models that maybe came from former generations? Or is it something that I see of his true power? And then when we go with this question and inquire ourselves, I think we have to admit we have no idea what male power in its essence would look like. But staying in this kind of not knowing is so much more loving and so much more inviting for any kind of solution than saying, I don't want to see you like this, or I don't want to see you like that. And the same is true for women. And maybe it's even easier after so many generations that went into feminism and exploring really feminine essences. We have still no idea what a woman's true power is about. And as long as we don't provide a safe space for our daughters to step or to stay with their innate female power, we will force them to compensate this lack by going into female kinds of bitchiness, manipulation, etc., in order to get at least some aspects of myself fed, instead of just feeling empty all over in my system or all over in my being. So there is such a global challenge, at least for everybody being brought up in patriarchal systems and wanting to unwind that or help to balance such a society, which is, I do get that everybody in patriarchal systems is afraid of a man having too much power. A man stepping into its essential innate power will trigger me because it will feel as if he would overpower somebody else in the first steps for many reasons. But there is something of, can we be with this shift around, they become visible. They become somebody moving freely and with dignity and with self-worthiness. It will feel as if too much and as if into the wrong direction. It feels wrong to honor men already now. But I think coming from that, okay, everybody has so many reasons for saying, you have to do the first step because I don't dare. Let's do the first step all together without any further invitation from the outside. And inviting men to uncover their essential power will automatically lead to them stopping all of their compensational, distorted, unconscious kinds of fake power that a few moments ago, maybe a few weeks ago if we are slow, we confused or we mixed up with this would be a true expression. So it's like handing men over their true power as if it would be good will mean that we make a patriarchal system collapse immediately, just because this is the most hidden thing. And if this doesn't stay hidden in patriarchal system, the whole thing can't work. And I'm looking so much forward to this thing stopping to work, because I think it will be such a release and such an unleash of energy of togetherness and being nourished by each other.